Sabah, it's clueless. Clueless Sabah.
Is getting clued up on homelessness. What are you saying?
Actually, no, nothing before.
Nothing. Homeless people are everywhere and that they are nowhere in particular. And by that, what I mean is that we have become desensitised to the issue of homelessness here in the UK. It's why I'm here today in Bradford to investigate firsthand this problem and to really attempt to humanise the plight of Britain's homeless. To begin with, I was keen to get a deeper understanding of how homeless people and the wider issue of homelessness is perceived in the general public imaginary.
To be honest, you see homeless people all over the place, but it's their choice. It's their choice to be homeless.
Is it actually their choice though?
It is because, you know, in England, they're giving away money for free, can go sign on, you know, get housing sorted. So really, it is their choice.
I helped a homeless guy once. I was in the paper for it. Yeah, I was in the... Look, I'll show you. 3 years ago, some guy was racist to me. Bradford man helps homeless. This is in the Independent.
Oh, you made it to the Independent,
Yeah.
That's cool. So what actually happened with this man?
Well, basically, I met him. I was Clueless Sabah, hello. 1 minute.
When in Bradford. This is hilarious. Hi guys. Assalamu alaikum. These conversations, however, weren't enough. This was when I met David. I'm working for a channel called British Muslim TV. We're basically doing some filming today in Bradford about the topic of homelessness in the UK. And I was wondering, would you be happy for me to just ask you a few questions on camera? Is that all right?
Yes, yeah. I'm a star, Bernard. £1 million a day, me boy. Go away. That's Bernard.
How long have you been kind of sleeping rough?
For about 4 or 5 months.
What has led you to sleeping on the streets?
I lost my flat, I lost my job, and I had no benefits.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't pay the rent, so I lost my flat.
And where do you get your blankets and your clothes?
We get them all given.
Yeah.
I'll just donate.
Yeah.
Mainly off the Asian community. They come out and do things for us.
Is that the Asian community?
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. And what other things?
It's them who are the majority who give us everything.
Do you get stopped on the streets by authorities or police?
Yeah, if I'm caught begging now, sat here,
Yeah.
with a cup now, even if they come down your area,
Yeah.
I'll get a 48-hour ban from Bradford.
Really?
I won't be allowed in city centre for 48 hours.
Yeah.
If I am caught in them 48 hours, I will then have to be locked up.
And has that happened to you before in the past?
Yeah, and then I got taken to court.
Yeah.
I got an £150 fine, which I can't pay.
Do you think it's a bit daft that it's like you get a fine for
Yeah, £150 and then I don't get anything, so next thing I'll get a letter saying I'll be getting 28 days in prison, won't I?
They gave me a 48-hour dispersal the other day because I asked somebody that I knew to lend me £1, and they banned me from town for 48 hours. Because I knew the person and asked him, they still banned me from town.
People keep saying to me, you're better off in prison, why am I? Go commit a crime, don't sit here.
And what's your response to those people?
Get lost in it, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to commit crime, I never have.
And do you think that people kind of associate homeless people with crime?
Yeah.
Quite
and
often?
Drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and drugs, drink and crime, yeah. I've been sleeping in the doorway at Napoleon's casino right outside of it.
Yeah.
A lot of cars have been broken into. We're the first people they come to.
Really?
Yeah, 4 guys coming threatening me and that, yeah.
Yeah.
They look at us like a piece of
10 guys came, eggs, threw eggs on top of us. We've been peed on while we're asleep. Woke up and some guys were peeing on us. Paul, who was with me, got kicked in the head. Cut all Paul's head, it hit him right on the head. Cut all his head open.
Speaking to David revealed the hardship homeless people suffer, and he also shed some light on the particularly fatal consequences that can also come with it.
About 4 weeks ago, a friend of ours died. Hypothermia in the doorway.
Where do they take him? Like what
I
happens?
don't know what happens from there. They don't tell me. I'm not his family. They won't tell me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about a funeral or anything.
To think that kind of what happened to his friend could happen to him and to any one of these people on the streets is just, it's kind of really crazy to think about, and to think that this is such a common issue and like not much is being done about it it's worrying. It was shortly after meeting David that I was approached by a homeless man who had converted to Islam. His story really brought matters home for me.
Well, I've been Muslim now about 3 years, and it is hard because I've tried going down the straight path and doing my 5 prayers a day, going on Jamaat, stuff like that, and then it just, because I've never realised about being tested, and it's just, everything kept coming at me, and it was just hard, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What does it mean to be Muslim?
Well, to me it means being a good person to people, the way you bring yourself across to people, how people look at you. And obviously I'm not doing like well, am I? Because people look at me, they think. But I've tried, and hopefully I'll get back into my prayers and stuff.
Yeah, and do you see this kind of aspect of your life as a test kind of given to you by Allah?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And how do you find your kind of approaching this test?
Guilt. Because I'm failing.
To hear how committed he was to his faith, despite his hardship, was so inspiring to hear. I couldn't help but feel heartbroken at his plight. But the fact that faith had such a strong and positive impact on his life was just amazing for me to see as a British Muslim.
I started reading the Quran, and I'm finding peace reading the Quran because it does make a lot of sense. I used to cry every night, but I started reading that Quran and something about it.
Yeah.
I'm finding peace.
Charity, zakah, is one of the 5 pillars of the faith of Islam.
Yeah.
So it's such a kind of fundamental part of our Islamic
religion,
identity.
To the needy and poor.
So you know how sometimes people think that by giving, you're actually losing from your pocket? We believe as Muslims that you increase by giving to charity. You don't lose money, you increase. The reward is immense that you get from God.
Yeah, it's like they say, the reward we get in heaven, is going to be tenfold.
It was inspirational that Islam had such a positive effect on their lives, even in their current hardship. Okay, see you later. He just said Allahu Akbar. Takbir! Oh, they're nice. Something that kind of really resonated with me. Homeless people from outside of Bradford come to Bradford because they know how giving the Muslim community here are. And I was just thinking, me and my friends, we come to Bradford because we know how great the restaurants here are. It's just such an interesting paradox. I just felt so guilty speaking to them. And I mean, I can give to homeless people and to charities as much as I can, but it's still not going to really alleviate their poverty. They're still on the streets. It's just, it's quite an overwhelming feeling, I suppose.